Church. We are joining you live this morning, and this is only our second go-round. We had our first attempt Sunday morning, and it was, I can't say it was fun to sit in front of a camera, but
we did it.
We did it.
We did it.
Yeah, and it turned out to be okay.
It did. It did really good. In fact, we had over 560 people tune in on the downtown campus and over 300 people tune in for the Collister campus. So we actually had more people online than we normally do in church.
Yeah, I thought 4 people would. So, yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it is really good. So Bruce, we met on Monday and we kind of worked through some plans and we're praying through what to do. Why don't you tell us all kind of what the plan is moving forward, what we're hoping to accomplish the next couple of weeks and all that's going on?
Well, the world is upside down. I mean, everything has changed. And church perhaps will never be the same, at least in Boise, Idaho. And we're being told we can't meet. So, and that's really the best thing. That's the wisest thing, to not gather in large groups. And we've been very fortunate here in Idaho to have low numbers so far. And we want to keep them low, and we want to hit this early as much as we can. So we totally support this move to continue to shrink the number of people that gather in large groups, even medium-sized groups, and now the number that's been suggested to us is no more than 10. So what does that do for church? How can you do church without a big Sunday morning gathering and especially without a sermon?
Yeah.
I mean, how's that going to work? So actually, I think this could turn out to be one of the best things for the church in America, including our church, to take and shift the focus from Sunday morning programming and production to living rooms, to homes, to small micro gatherings, which is what we're going to talk about here just a little bit.
Yeah, Tori shared a quote with me this morning that I thought really connected to this idea that this is an opportunity where God is calling us away from religion and into the true basics of the gospel and how to live out the gospel in the everyday stuff of life. So while this is upending our world in a way, it is also giving us great opportunity in new ways. And we are committed as a church to continue to gather. We are researching ways we can stay connected and help you stay connected. So for the next 2 Sundays, we will still have our live stream. We will still have on Facebook Live and on YouTube Live, you will be able to see both the Collister campus live stream and the downtown campus live stream. And we are working some ideas on how to engage in worship through music in those avenues as well. So we're excited about what we're going to be able to offer this coming Sunday. But Bruce, you mentioned micro gatherings. Why don't you share a little bit more of what we are hoping will happen in these micro gatherings?
So church itself, because this is Jesus' operation, he is the head of the church, is non-negotiable. It is something that God wants us to do. But how we do church is negotiable. We don't have to do it the way we're so accustomed to. It's not like in the Bible that you sing and then preach and it takes an hour and 15 minutes. That's not in the Bible. Church is, and so we're being asked, and as I mentioned, I think this is a good thing, to do it differently. And so we've come up with this idea that not all of you will like, or you won't like it right now, or you're not comfortable with it, and perhaps some of you shouldn't be comfortable with it because of health conditions and so on. But the micro gathering is a group that's 10 or less that meets in homes that have been well prepared for visitors in such a time as this. So it's been cleaned, it's been disinfected, this is at the door, and so that so as safe as we can be, we gather, keeping social distance, keeping touching and sharing food and all these basics that we've been listening to and learning about the last couple of weeks. So we will practice these protocols and this safety, but at the same time, still seeking to gather and to pray together, worship together, discuss things that are happening in life and in our soul. And so that's kind of the idea.
Yeah.
In a nutshell.
Yeah, and you can get creative with your handshakes. You can fist bump, you can elbow bump. I've even seen some people in public doing the toe tap. And so we can still connect and be community in that way.
And I'm so disappointed that we're not hugging. So disappointed.
Yep, that's Bruce's favorite thing. So when this is all over, make sure you give him as many hugs as possible to make up for the time that he's not getting hugs.
Right.
One of the things that we're doing is we're trying to beef up our web presence. So our website, jesusistruehope.com, you can go there. And on our front page, you're going to see all the latest updates of what we are planning to do as a church. The latest videos, like this live, will be posted there here in a few minutes. You're going to see all the information and about the coronavirus and what we're doing. And so just go to our website and you'll get that there. There's also a page on our website. So jesusistruehope.com/micro-gatherings. If you go there and you're interested in participating, you can sign up. Garrett has set it up so you can just put your name and information in and we will reach out to you. We are also really committed to the population in our churches that aren't good with technology. So we are making lists right now of all of our people that might need help, and we are going to reach out and we are going to call them and we are going to find a safe way to get them set up so that they can participate online, or worst case scenario, we can send them a DVD of what we did on Sunday so that they can participate through the week as well. So if you know somebody like that, let us know if we haven't already reached out to them so that we can connect with them.
And our offices, since they're small, are still open.
They are.
Still taking phone calls, still answering emails. So we haven't shut down. We don't plan unless it gets much worse in shutting down. And so we want to stay in communication that way. One other thing about the micro gatherings, you say, well, I'm not a small group leader. I'm not sanctioned. So this is me saying, God bless you. You are a micro gathering leader now. And so invite your neighbors.
You just got knighted.
There you go. I have some neighbors that live across the street from me and right next to us. And I've invited them to church before, as probably most of you have invited your neighbors to church. And the answer is always with some excuse or no thank you or I'm this or I'm that. But I think a micro gathering at our home and something like, we're having to stream our church service. You want to come to church over at our house today or Sunday at 10:30. And so, or 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Right? Yeah, 10 o'clock. So be creative, be like, cool, I'm going to try some things. And even if it's just one person, we all could lock ourselves in the bedroom for 2 weeks. We're probably not going to. Probably still going to go to the grocery store sometime the next 2 weeks. Probably still going to interact with your kids, your spouse, and so on. So all of us have to choose a level of interaction that we're comfortable with, that's safe. And so some of you aren't quite ready for this, but some of you are like, I can do that, and let's do it as safely as possible. So I think this is an idea, at least worth thinking about. And some of you will do this, and you'll go, this is really cool. Why didn't we do this before? So
yeah. These micro gatherings can be done through the week. They can be done on Sunday morning to watch live together. And I think actually, I think we're going to try to do a 9 live for one of the campuses and a 10:30 live for the other campus, just to manage our technology that we have.
So we could go to 2 churches on one day.
You could go to 2. You could listen to us both. Boost our numbers that way. So a couple other online things that we are working towards. If you don't yet, download the YouVersion Bible app. We are going to be starting next week creating a Bible study that we can all do together. and we'll be able to communicate, and you'll hear from Pastor Bruce and I, and you guys will be able to ask questions, and it's going to be another opportunity to connect around God's Word. Bruce and I briefly spoke this morning about an idea of every day at noon coming on live to do a prayer time together with you guys, so that on your lunch hour, you'll either see Bruce and I, Bruce or I, or one of the other staff, and just a time to just center around prayer and ask God to lead us in this time. And I think it's important that we don't lose sight of the opportunity of this time. So continue to pray. If you're at home and you're quarantined, use it as a forced time of Sabbath and rest and prayer and reflection. See what God would put on your heart through that time. We're going to come up with some fun things too. We're already making a quarantine bucket list of fun things that we could do while we are in that secluded space. So look for that in the coming days. I think we're going to try to do a dad joke standoff. Have you ever heard of one of these, Bruce?
I'm not sure I want to. Yeah.
So we'll have two people across the table, each sharing a dad joke. And the first one to break down and laugh is the loser. And so we're going to try to do fun things online and just create some space where we can be community and laugh together. So be keeping an eye out on all of our platforms of communication as we go forward. So
one more thing, if not two, but one for sure. And we've said this before. I want to reiterate it. This world is changing, and we haven't seen the fallout of this. I mean, let's say the virus stopped today, which it won't, but let's say it stopped today. People are still going to be jobless. People are going to still have needs. People are still going to, the hospitals may still be overcrowded, or so many of our systems will be stretched to the max, if not failing. And so, and the biggest one is just how do we help people and care for people. So if you know of needs, or if you have ideas, hey, why doesn't the church do something about this? We're open. We're game. We want to be the church in our community, and this provides an opportunity to do that, which, by the way, on the live feed, we suggested that you amp up your giving to Helping Hands Fund without decreasing your giving to tithing to the church. But now is a great time to think about how can we help, because we're going to have more and more people coming to our doors, and opportunities that will come up, and we'll want the freedom to act quickly.
You can call either one of the church offices with ideas, or if you have extra supplies you want to donate, we can help distribute. And we are also creating a Facebook community page too, where you can give ideas and those types of things on how you're interested in helping and how we can come alongside you and support you in that. So this is a time while we isolate for safety to keep our eyes and hearts open towards our neighbors, and to live kind and to live generous towards them in these times.
Yeah, not panic.
And not panic, yep.
Yeah.
So,
all right, are we good?
I think we're good. Stay tuned to hear more from us, and just know we're praying for you all, and we're here if you need us.
All right.